Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Stalking the Middle Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Uncle AK.
And I'm Reflex. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Well, not as great as that Redskins game. I'm feeling some kind of way wearing this right now.
And that's coming for somebody who just picked up the fandom, right?
Hey, chill, man.
Chill. Condolences to that team, man, getting demolished by the Giants. But we're not gonna talk about that. I want to thank everybody who's tuning into this episode right now. We appreciate y'all checking in on a weekly basis. Exciting news, we are on Spotify now. You can also find us on all social media platforms. Yeah, man, yeah. That's big. Shout out to AK and the team behind the scenes, to mind everybody making that happen. But you can always find us on social media at sitmpodcast.com. And also want to definitely shout out our sponsor, Perfect Office Solution, providing affordable, professional, and flexible office space for entrepreneurs in the DMV area. So if you let them know we sent you, you get 10% off your lease. That's a dope deal. Starting at just $4.99, you can get private space, you can get a private office desk, co-sharing desk, all that good stuff. But you know what I'm saying? It's a great deal. Perfect Office Solution, providing office space for DMV entrepreneurs. 10% off. Use promo code SSN Podcast. Yo, we got a special guest in the building, bro.
We got a special guest in the building, man. We talking finances today.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that time of the year where people, looking forward to next year, making better financial goals, or and everything that this guy has to bring on the table. You know what I'm saying? I know that's what I'm trying to get out of this. So do us the honor to introduce our guest, bro.
Oh, no doubt. He's a financial expert and the CEO and founder of XNE Financial Advising LLC. He's not none other than Xavier Epps. Xavier, my bad.
Right.
Xavier.
That's that French.
Javier. It's all fine.
We're just gonna call you Epps.
You call me Epps or X?
I want to start here, though. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like an icebreaker already. But I want to break the ice for me like this. What's a fiduciary?
A fiduciary is someone that is the steward of your capital. That's the person that's responsible for making good executive decisions over your finances. And without that person, you could be doomed. But with that person, they make sure any investment or any advice they give you is for your well-being.
How much money do somebody listening right now, or you, need to be happy?
Oh, that's a good question. I think happiness, when it comes to monetary value, is determined by not just what you can acquire, but when money can no longer buy you everything that makes you happy. I think that's when you reach a period, a point like, you know what, I'm good. I'm good with money because I have so much, or I can just get whatever I want realistically. Not like, I want to go buy Allen type of thing. But no, realistically, like I can get whatever I want, whenever I want with the money I have. That's when you kind of reach the point that I'm good. Like I don't need a whole lot more money than what I'm currently earning because I can do whatever I want to do when I want to do it.
Man, a lot of people speak about financial freedom. What is financial freedom?
I was really big on financial freedom to the point that I had it tagline and registered with the United States Trademark and Patent Office. So what you'll see on our website, so somewhere around, it's called Escape to Financial Freedom. It's just with the X. So I had that trademark because I thought that was so big, because to be rid yourself from debt is humongous, and to be able to do things just with cash, that's big. And I think that's a part of financial freedom, just doing whatever you want to do when you want to do it, and not being shackled by the constraints of debt.
Yeah. Speaking of that X, who you know what I'm saying? Let's get to know the guy. Speaking of that X that you mentioned, who's Xavier?
So Xavier is a hometown boy from D.C., born and raised. I got into the world of finance and accounting by accident. I started out on Wall Street back in 2003. It was an intern turned full-time gig. And I was just doing financial modeling and projections and trajectories and helping people understand the stock market. And I got licensed and registered in the Federal and Security Exchange Commission as a registered broker. And then I started to notice that a lot of people needed help with their finances, but didn't know where to go. And they always say, I want to invest my money. I said, okay, cool. Well, what you bring to the table? And they're like, I got $1,000 tax refund. I'm like, okay, what are we going to do with that? Because if I lose it, or if it gets lost, then what you going to have? Nothing. So I wanted to create XNE Financial Advising to kind of give people a platform and a basis on how to start to generate generational wealth in a way. And for me, I'm really big on giving back. I'm really big on talking to people about the issues that they deal with in relationships financially, and helping people make crucial steps to becoming financially free.
And XNE, what does that stand for?
Just my initials.
First middle name.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, middle name is Neil, since we're talking about initials. So it's Neil, Neal. So it's Xavier Neil Epps. I was like, I'm just going to throw the initial on here and just keep it moving. Because it's not about the name. It's about what we do.
Right. How old is the company?
It started in 2011, incorporated in 2011. And it's a corporation. It's a C Corp. And it's 600 plus clients since then. We've managed millions in terms of individuals and businesses bookkeeping.
Wow.
And then in terms of tax preparation, we've gotten people back a little over $3 million in tax refunds during that period, and processed more than $60 million in taxable income.
Yeah. Are you just available in the DMV area, or is it nationwide?
It started off a DMV thing, and as I was doing it, I constructed the business model to be able to reach people no matter where they were at and throughout the country. So last I checked, we had actually provided some type of service for at least one person in all 50 states.
Wow,
and
that's
probably
great.
mostly tax preparation, but I mean, I have clients and I talk to them on the West Coast in California and Missouri, all over. So we've assisted at least one person in every state since 2011.
What other services does XNE provide?
So the big thing outside of bookkeeping for small businesses and tax preparation for everyone, I was really big on introducing affordable tax preparation as a way to get people to come in, give them this great quality of service, but then offer them other services. So the other services include individual planning or financial planning, whereas I create these budgets and credit analysis and debt analysis, as well as tax analysis for them. And then on the small business front is pure bookkeeping, teaching them about profit and loss statements, balance sheets, how to really make every dollar that they generate more efficient when they reinvest it.
Yeah. What kind of clients do you specialize in?
All sorts of clients. I have clients on minimum wages. I have clients.
That's nothing to laugh about. Sorry, buddy.
I mean, it's serious because I have
man,
when clients come in, like, look, I make minimum wage. I work at McDonald's. I've had, I'm so proud of my company and myself because I've never turned a client away, no matter how much money they make.
Yeah.
If they're determined, they got goals that they want to seek and accomplish in terms of saving and emergencies and getting rid of debt and increasing their credit score. I'm going to help you find a way. You may not like the way I help you find it, but I'm going to help you find a way. I don't care how much money you make. So, six-figure clients, minimum wage clients, I've had them all.
How you get so passionate about, like money, and, you clearly know your stuff, which we're going to get even more in depth in, because your background is actually information systems management. You know what I mean? Like, how did you get into all this,
So, like I said, I stumbled into the investment banking arena in Wall Street when I started out as an intern and kind of snuck my way and made it a full-time gig. My passion was IT. I love information systems. I love algorithms and science and how all of that stuff can automation just make life more easier for the human being. And I took that passion of IT and paired it up with finance. And so when I do financial modeling or create plans for individuals, I do it in a way that's very user friendly so that they can take this piece of information and use it for a lifetime, not just take it and use it for a month. So I think my background just kind of branched off and said, well, let me become an expert in everything that I do. So I became an expert in taxation as best as I could because I sat down and took a prometric exam with the IRS, and I became licensed by the IRS as a registered tax return preparer. And then I sat with the State Board of Maryland and got licensed with them, and got licensed with QuickBooks as a certified user, got licensed with Microsoft Excel. Jeez. So I just kept doing it. I got this bachelor's degree in IT, but I have all of these different little subsets around me in terms of finance and credentialing. So that would then make me an expert in all these different things that I'll be teaching other people or helping people with.
I gotta ask, man, because finances could stop people from taking certifications or even the drive itself. Like, what advice do you have for people who fall in this range? I don't have the finances to do search, or I don't have the drive to do search. Like, what advice do you have to encourage them?
Yeah, I will always tell people to take a step back and look at. Be realistic. Even when I'm putting together financial plans or budgets for individuals, I say, be realistic. Don't say, hey, I'm going to stop going to Macy's and I'm not going to shop as much. If you're going to do that, put it in the plan. So be realistic in everything that you want to do financially. So if you only have a little bit of money to invest, well, let that little bit of money be what you do to invest. Once you do it so much, it grows. And once it grows, you can reinvest and do it bigger next time. You have to start somewhere.
Right.
You just have to.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they meet up with like a financial planner or financial advisor, which, by the way, what's the difference? Is there a difference between financial advisor?
Yeah. No, there is. So there's a difference.
I need to know.
There are over 30 or 40 different titles in the financial industry and accounting. Case in point, you can have an accountant sit next to me, and I couldn't do my job without their accountant doing their job. So an accountant, they process
Keep the books,
information, and keeping the books and doing general ledgers, debits and credits, accounts payable, accounts receivable. They do all of that populating. My job as a financial analyst or a financial advisor or financial expert is to analyze the information that they're inputting. So then I could talk about the business side of it. Like, well, oh yeah, your accounts receivable is high. So then we need to go out here and get this money. Yeah. But, so it's a lot of differences. And then when you get into financial advisement or financial advisory, a lot of times that's wealth management. A lot of financial advisors you speak to only going to help you with your investments. They're only going to do wealth management. They're not going to help you with putting together a budget, putting together tax analysis, putting together debt and credit. So you really, when you're looking for a person in terms of their background or what they can do, you just need to be straight up like, look, I'm trying to get my credit score higher. Is that something you can do for me, Mr. Financial Advisor, Mrs. Financial Expert? So you just, or you could be talking to an attorney that deals with taxes, and you're like, look, do you do taxes or do you advise people on their tax situation? So you get a clear understanding of what you're getting into before you get into it.
Man, let me go rogue for a bit, right? Just, like they say money is the root of all evil,
The love of.
Oh, but okay. And also, in every household, right? Like when you see a couple really fighting 9 out of 10 times about money. As a financial, advisor, like how do you hold your own, man? Like in your household, please talk to me, though. Like, how do you hold your own? Tell me this.
Give me advice. It is difficult. I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult because I know that I have a wealth of knowledge in the financial industry.
Facts.
And I have to always take a step back before I say something to my significant other and be like, I'm going to let you go ahead and plan this itinerary or get the best discounts. I'll just give you the money. And then doing that, I release some of the tension when it comes to the finances in the household, especially when it comes to managing the money. Yeah. Managing the money, it could be a real big issue in a lot of relationships. And I'm really big on doing what's fair. So if one person's making $100,000 and the other person's making $50,000, then if you divide $50,000 into the whole household income, $150,000, that person shouldn't be contributing no more than 25% to the bills because they only make $50,000, whereas the one that's making $100 should be contributing 75% to the bills. So I'm really big on doing fairness when I plan out people or couples' financial situation, and that way there's no way to say, oh well, I do all the no. I'm doing what I can based on the income that I earn in this house. Now, when I make more, I'm going to take on more responsibility. But until then, I'm doing 25% because I make up 25% of this household's income. So it's about being fair when it comes to, you can't just be like, I'm just going to do it all because I make the most. Nah, just be fair.
When should somebody start financial planning?
As soon as possible. As soon as they realize that they have goals that they want to achieve, and it takes a considerable amount of time out of their day to do it by themselves. I say if people got the time to read books, research, Google, then do it. But if you ain't got that time and you want to enjoy life, hire someone and say, look, I need a plan that I can follow so I can, be free or reach financial freedom in the future. Yeah.
How important is financial education in our school systems?
Oh my God, it's imperative. It's imperative, and the curriculum right now doesn't.
Yeah,
have
better question. Is it good?
Oh, no one wants to talk about balancing books. I remember when I was growing up in school, we had an accounting class, and that was the closest you got to financial management or financial analysis or financial anything was accounting or even business in terms of understanding income statements and balance sheets. It is critical because unfortunately once you graduate, before you graduate high school, you're going to have to understand personal finances. You're going to have to understand the decision you make when you sign on a dollar line for a piece of loan or for a credit card, going into college, how to fund college with 529 plans and different federal unsubsidized student loans. We need to know that before we're it's too late.
Yeah.
And it's too late once you're in the 12th grade or the 11th grade. It's too late because now you have to make decisions on taking out debt if your family can afford to get you there.
Right.
Or you have to worry about getting a job and what to do with that money while you're earning it. It's crucial that we somehow early on in elementary and middle school introduce personal finances into the picture.
And that's great, man. Someone like me, I like meeting with my financial advisor. Meet them face to face, talk to them. How often do you meet your own clients?
I've created a virtual business that I am talking to my clients weekly, believe it or not, via social media, text messages. My significant other hates it because my availability is always
12
out
o'clock
there.
midnight.
It's always like, so who was that? I'm like, oh, that's
Tom. That's Tom from State Farm.
Tom from State Farm with the plaid pants on, right? So I said, okay, but I always try to say to myself, I want to change that because you want to kind of put conformity around business hours, but also I like being available. I like being available to my clients, and they email me, they text me, they shoot me a message, inbox me on Facebook or social media, Instagram, Twitter. I'm just always talking to them. There's not a week that's gone by that I haven't talked to at least 10 people.
How you get compensated for your services?
Oh, so we have a flat fee system. I don't believe in charging a ratio or basis points. Here's a flat fee. It's pretty simple for a lot of individuals. It's either $200 or $300, and that's to create financial plans that include debt analysis, tax analysis, and and their monthly budget. And then for businesses, it ranges based on $100,000 of income. So every $100,000 of income that they earn, it'll be an extra $100 monthly fee to manage their books. It's a very simple fee. I don't believe in trying to kill people by killing their pocketbooks.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your own investment philosophy?
Oh, invest in what I eat, what I use, what I consume. I'm really big on stocks that pay dividends.
I remember you talking about investing in Dairy Queen because you eat a lot of you consume
Like, you eat, yeah, I mean, you eat it, so why not buy it? In terms of being a shareholder, like if you're going to be investing your own money into it by consuming it, which is going to help drive revenue, which drives profitability, then you're going to help drive the stock eventually when they report the earnings.
Right.
Not you per se, but because you're doing it, why not try to reap the benefit on both ends? Yeah, you got good food here, and I'm also going to be a shareholder when I get a dividend if you pay a dividend out.
Right.
So I'm really big on investing in stocks that you consume and use every day.
Yeah, that makes sense because I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad not too long ago, and he mentioned about investing in things that you believe in. It's like if you don't believe in, let's say, Apple, why invest in Apple?
Because it was cheap when I bought it.
It was cheap when I bought it. I know that's a good answer.
But talk about investment, because this is Stuck in the Middle podcast. We
Yeah.
want to get to know, your business as well. Other entrepreneurs listening right now looking to do the same thing. Investing as far as when you started XNE, did you look to bring on investors or, how much did you get out of your pocket? Just talk about investment as far as, being a business owner.
Right.
When I started XNE Financial Advising, I was stubborn. I've always been stubborn when it comes to money. And I didn't want anyone to have a piece of ownership of my ideas or whatever I wanted to do. So I created a business plan to say, if I fail, at least I know I tried. I don't want to have other people come in and solidify me in terms of capital to make it work. I want to do it on my own. So when I started XNE Financial Advising, I said, I'm going to put up $10,000. And with that $10,000, I need to be able to run this business for a year without paying myself. And that was hard because I had people on the payroll that I was paying throughout that first year, but I wasn't taking a paycheck. And then they would, take things for granted sometimes. And I'm like, okay, let's back to the drawing board because at the end of the day, I'm not making a paycheck. Right. I'm earning this money and I'm generating this revenue, but I'm not getting any of it right now. You are. So I need you to take this as serious as I am. And that's when whenever you put your own money up, you want people to take it as serious as you are taking it. And if they're not, you want to get rid of them as soon as possible. So any entrepreneurs out there that's deciding to go in business and get capital, just make sure whoever you work with, they're as serious about your idea as you are about it.
I mean, we all know that, most people who you hire, they don't see the vision the way you see it. Speak a little bit about how you drive them towards seeing the vision, because that's key.
Yeah.
You could take a horse to the river all you want, but you can't afford to drink water. But how can you make it to at least even taste the water?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think the way that I drive people that's in my circle or who's working with me, or my corporation to see what I'm seeing is take them to the actual event. So let's say if I'm speaking somewhere like this, and they're like, you know, I know he can talk about, but I take them there so they can hear it, reiterate it. When I get a client testimonial, when I get a client crying to me or texting me about a financial bind that they're in and they need to figure a way out, I'll let them see a piece of the information because I want them to see when all the work that we're doing. Maybe they never touched the client, but I need their support so I can deliver this message, this encouragement of hope to get this person out of this financial bind and help them with the debt issue or credit issue or tax issue. So by showing them how all that we're doing is helping people is the best way to get them to understand, okay, this is real biz, so let me take this serious. And that's what kind of happened a lot of times for people that was working with me.
How much sacrifice have you made personally as an entrepreneur to get to the point where you are right now? Because from outside looking in, you know what I'm saying, we've been calling you for the past week researching as far as like, you know, to get this production going. You know what I'm saying, you're a self-made black man out here doing your thing. How much sacrifice have you done to get here?
A lot of sacrifices. I've sacrificed relationships. I sacrificed the marriage. I sacrificed, you know, being active in my own kid's life at times. And, you know, as you grow, you understand what you've done and why you've done it. And then I look, you know, so I always take serious every moment now for the last 3 or 4 years with my kids when I get that moment, even if it's a moment of me just walking in the door to see them and asking them about their day and eating with them. Even if I could get that, that's a whole lot better than obviously my brain was wired when I started my corporation, because it was just all me in the office, in the basement, lights on, writing and scripting and modeling and putting up the website and advertising and calling people and getting hung up on. It was all me. So, you know, and I sacrificed a lot. Like I said, I sacrificed a marriage. I got divorced and I think the business didn't play the major role. It was like 20% of the reason why, because I was so focused and so driven on taking this to a new height that I didn't even care about my personal relationship. So sometimes as entrepreneurs, we make sacrifices. And, you know, when you've made $1 million and you're looking back and you're like, oh, was it worth it? You know, you never know. You really never know, no matter how much money or how much wealth you accumulated, you never really know if it was worth it or not. I think it's worth it when I see a lot of individuals come to me and say, thank you for helping me and my family, or thank you for helping me get my kid to college, or thank you for helping me get out this tax issue and not having them put me in an orange jumpsuit. So, you know, I think, you know, sometimes it's mixed feelings. It's mixed feelings if I think I made the right choices or not.
Who do you look up to, man, like in terms of mentorship? Like,
mentorship, I don't really look up to anyone in terms of mentorship. I like to take my own. I like to take what I say is going to happen as the leader.
You are stubborn.
Self-starter. And so I don't like, it's really, I'm sorry, I can give no kudos to no one out there, unfortunately. So I don't really.
Let me ask you this too, you know, so just as a piggyback from that question, how much pushback did you get as far as bringing XNE up, as far as investors or people just being like, man, like, you know what I'm saying, you gonna quit Wall Street, or you know,
Wall Street quit me. So let me get that straight. Wall Street quit me. I was doing my thing. I got licensed as they asked me to get licensed as a registered broker in FINRA and the Security Exchange Commission. I managed 30, 40 different models for JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. I did all of the stuff, and then when the opportunity came for me to take the next leap forward, it was like, we're gonna let you go. I'm like,
oh shoot.
Okay, all right. And I could have just very well went to another brokerage or an investment banking firm. I didn't do that though. I said, you know what, maybe this is an opportunity, maybe this is a sign to do something different and take the knowledge and expertise that I've gained to do it. So I mean, when I started XNE, even my significant other that I'm with right now, she didn't hang up on me, but we went to school together, and I was like, look, you know, I got this company. I want to help you with your budget. She's like, no, I don't want to do anything with Ameriprise. I'm like, who's Ameriprise? She's like, it's the insurance. They sell stuff. I'm good. Bye. Like that. And I was like, wow. Like, even though you got your own company name, because you say that you want to help them with their finances, they immediately associate that with some multi-level marketing scheme of called Ameriprises. And I think they were at some time just big on selling people insurance and getting people to buy into other insurance policies with them. So I got a lot of declines, a lot of no's when it came to, you know, getting people started. But over time, people started to come around.
Yeah. Man, in 21 days, we're going to be celebrating New Year. You know, a lot of people going to be hitting themselves with that New Year's resolution. You know, like, yo, I'm going to be, you know, better financial. I'm handling my finances better this year. And I'm going to do this better. You know, I'm going to do like, you talk to a lot of people, help a lot of people with their finances. What's one common mistake you see people doing in this time, leading into the new year?
Waiting until January 1st to get started. I've had I've had at least 15 clients in the last 60 days, or potential clients in the last 60 days. All, out of 30 people that's talked to me about services, 15 of them say, "Oh, I'm just waiting until we get over the holiday season. I'm just waiting until Black Friday gets over or Cyber Monday is over. I'm waiting until January. I'm gonna hit you up." I'm like, "Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? If you really want this, come get it. Like, why are you waiting? Like, why not plan right now for tomorrow? Or why not plan for today what's going to happen in January?" I think that's the biggest and most common mistake year after year. Like, I get inundated with calls and emails around this time. And sometimes I just be like, I just want to ignore it. Because I already know it's going to be, "Oh, thank you for all the information. I'll see you January." I'm like, really? It's November. Like, why? So I think that's the common mistake is that they wait. And that's right there that shows me that the person isn't that serious. Even though they'll pay me to do the service in January, that shows me that the person really isn't serious about getting this done.
Man, speaking of taxes, like, how can you get a better outcome, man? With taxes, man, because a lot of bag, man. Get that bag, man. Now tell me man, please tell me, man, how can I get a better outcome for my taxes?
How can I not owe IRS?
Well, the good thing is there's ways to do that, and the way that you not do that is not wait until the end of the year to try to fix your tax situation. A lot of people, they wait until they file the tax, like, "Oh man, I messed up. How can I fix it?" Too late. Year's done. Right. You can't go back and change what you did between January 1 and December 31st. But being informed going forward is going to allow you not to fall in the same pitfall again. So if you know that you owe $10,000, whatever number, and it's February 2019, and if you want to not owe $10,000 again, then you need to start making ways to pay out of your income $10,000 divided by 10 months, so that when you get to the end of the year for 2019, you don't owe anymore. So being informed and knowing what you owe before you owe is the best way not to owe taxes.
Yeah, we talk to a lot of small business owners, entrepreneurs. This is Stuck in Middle Podcast, after all. And one of your services you provide is wealth accumulation strategies for individuals as well. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You give one or two while we on the air, drop some exclusives.
Yeah, I mean, I think, so I will give one wealth accumulation strategy is if you're, especially for an individual, I guess I'm giving two, one for individuals, one for small businesses. For individuals, if you have an employer that has a match, there you go, wealth accumulation. I have so many clients that don't invest or don't participate in employer's retirement plan, and the employer matches dollar for dollar or matches 50% of what you put into it. And these 401ks and TSPs and Roths, these plans, you can put in almost $19,000 a year. Think about getting a match to that. That's what you could put in. You got somebody you can basically almost double if you're with the right employer. That's wealth accumulation to 100 right there. Now on the small business side, understand your business's financials. Understand if you're profitable. If you're profitable as an entrepreneur, you should be setting yourself up to invest. Take some of those profits and invest in a self-directed IRA. These are one of the two quickest ways to wealth accumulation, because believe it or not, a lot of entrepreneurs don't do it, and a lot of individuals don't do it in terms of retirement or understanding if their company has a match.
Man, going back to this New Year thing, man, because I'm trying to be better next year.
2.0.
2.0. I respect it.
Uncle AK 2.0.
Drop the Redskins too.
There you go.
Not happening, man.
I'm still a Skins fan, by the way.
I mean, it hurts. I'm riding in like, oh man, this hurts.
But not going.
Beginning January 1st, right, of 2019 through December 31st, 2019. Give me some pointers, man, to actually make life better for myself.
Plan. You have to plan, budget your money out every pay. If you get paid every 2 weeks, budget your money every 2 weeks. If you get paid every month, budget it out every month. Don't take yourself for a joke when it comes to your money. I think a lot of us take for granted the opportunities that we have in America to generate money. And because we take that stuff for granted, we fail financially throughout the year. So every time you get paid, it's like another opportunity to move forward. So a lot of people, they may get paid and never get paid again for some years because they lost their job or a disability or something tragic happened. So I always say, if you're serious about changing your financial situation, don't take it for a joke. Don't take it for granted that you're earning the money you're earning, because 1 minute business can be good. $100,000. Next minute you're making 40. How can you, do you have a plan set up that you can live off that new 40? That 40 being the new norm, where you used to live on 100.
Yeah.
So it's real. I mean, if you're serious about changing what happens in January 1, December 31st, plan it out.
Yeah.
Plan it out and follow it. Don't take it for granted.
Yeah. They say, you actually just said in like 2 questions back that start now, and now is the holiday season. I think with planning starts now. What are some mistakes people do, especially in this holiday season with their finances?
When they plan and then they don't follow the plan, obviously, during the holiday season. But more importantly, they come out the holiday season with new debt. That wasn't even a part of the plan back in November, December. Like, okay, I had to get this. You ain't got to do nothing. I'm going to tell you straight up. When it comes to planning and buying things, you ain't got to do nothing. That's what you wanted to do. So don't feel like you forcing yourself to put yourself in a financial situation that only you are going to be responsible for come January. Ain't nobody else going to pay that new debt you got because you bought someone a new purse or a new bag. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Like, and I think that for finances, it's about being real with who you are and what you got to offer in terms of resources.
Yeah.
So I think a big issue for a lot of people during the holiday season is living outside their means, living outside their budgeting for items and not going to get the items, or spending more money on things that they know that they really can't afford to spend.
Gucci shoes.
What are your personal goals for next year and your business goals for next year as an entrepreneur as well?
My personal
This
goals,
is me getting too personal.
gotta be careful. They watching. My personal goals is to invest more from a philanthropic perspectives, because I do it through a business perspective in terms of referrals and like giveaways, like during the tax season. If you follow us on XNE Financial, whatever, Instagram, Facebook, XNE Financial, I do a lot of giveaways. I like to give money away when I'm making money. So if I'm profitable, my company's profitable, we do giveaways, and I'll say, name, the top tax rate or in the bracket, and people, and I say, the first one to name it gets $100, stuff like that. So we do little raffles and giveaways. So I do that on the business side, but I don't do it that much on the personal side. On the personal side, I don't write a lot of checks to things that I'm sympathetic to or I want to help raise costs to. So I know for 19, that's one thing I want to do, and I'm gonna start with my kids' schools. I'm gonna start, I'm not just a father dropping my kids off. I want to actually help you all. I ain't got to be on the fundraising committee. You ain't got to give me acknowledgement. I just want to help y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all trying to do. I'll write a check. So I want to do more of that personally. In terms of the business, I want to acquire a business. That's one of my goals for 19, to have a corporation going in its 8th year.
Wingstop getting bought.
And acquire. I want to acquire a business that adds on to the services that we provide small businesses and individuals.
Man, I don't know. Have you been to? Of course, you've been to the website, right? This website, though, is filled with tons of information.
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of information sometimes could be a problem, depending on the generation in which we are right now?
In the generation that we are in, you got millennials that are really fast paced on, taking little snippets and running with it. I think too much content can be an overload. Which is probably why my website, even though it has a lot of content now, it could have a whole lot more if I was having someone actively managing it all the time. But then my thing is, like, at what point do I just say stop?
Right.
And, like, it got a lot of content on it already, and if people really want to research me or the company, they can just put it in. Like, Google does all the work for you.
Right.
Bing does all the work. Yahoo, they do all the work for you. The search engine optimizations, they do it all for you. Why do I really need to have a fantastic website? 10, 20 years ago, you ain't have a website on your card, then people just didn't take you serious. Now they gonna Google you. Even if you got a website on the card, they still just gonna Google the name first, see what pop up, and they never even get to the website.
Right.
So for me, I think I don't really need to put a lot of content and more emphasis on a website if the social media and Google is going to do it for me.
Yeah, man. I personally think that if you really want it, you're gonna find it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna read it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people speak about retiring at 40, 50, 60, even 30. You know, man. Like, how can people begin to set themselves up for that? I mean, we've spoken about investing and all that, but what else can they do to attain that goal?
or just having a really good night at one of the casinos.
Right.
They have to, like you said, they have to start early. Like if they gotta go, like if you come to the table and you're 20 and you're talking to me and you're like, "Yo, X,"
we've had people, you know, saying,
yeah,
I've heard
20. I'm serious about retiring at 30 or 35 or whatever the number is. And I said, all right, well, how do you want to live life? Because it's about how you want to live. If you want to live in a mansion and you want to have the best of the best outside, you're not retiring at 30. If you want to live a simple life with a Yaris or one of these other economical cars and you don't mind living in, you know, a duplex or condo, then yeah, we can make a plan to retire at 30 and I can show you where. Or if you're really serious about it, we can move you to Ghana, where they got wonderful homes for like $1,200 a month, 5 bedrooms laid out. You could live luxury off of $50,000 a year in Ghana. So it's about how realistic you are about wanting to retire. There's always a plan. It's about if you really want to go through that to get there.
I like it.
Down to.
Well, what's success to you? And how do you measure
it? Good. Knock. I measure success in the number of individuals that I assist, the number of small businesses that I reach. I'm always looking at data. I got statistics just running through my head all the time when it comes to my corporation. Like, oh, did we do more year over year? Are we up in revenue? Are we up in profitability? Are we up in the number of individuals seeing for tax season or creating plans? Or if the person's credit score reaches a new level, 800, you know, I measure success in all these different ways. These a whole bunch of KPIs are just running through my head at any given moment when it comes to business.
So what is success to you then? Like in terms of not the business aspect of it, but just life in general.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, it's not worrying about my financial well-being. Being able to get my kids wherever I want to get them, when I want to get it, and being able to go wherever I want to go, invest in whatever I want to invest in. That's success to me because that's all I do. That's all I know is money. I sleep it, I breathe it, I think it. I can't stop thinking about money. Even when I want to not think about money, when I'm with my kids, they're pointing out things that they want when we out and about. I'm like, dang, money.
Right.
So, right, all the time. I'm like, I can't get this thing off my mind.
Man, I can see like in the corner of your glasses right there, it's kind of like green. It's not clear. It's green, bro. Like
money all day. It's money. It's money. So I think about success and being able to monetarily provide for my own, for my significant other, any given time. Just being able to, I want to go, granted, I want to go cop this bag. I'm like, all right, well, okay.
It's always going to be, yes, you know,
all right, go and get it. But, you know, I may feel a little certain way about spending a couple $100 on a bag that's probably not going to get a lot of use, because I know that she has other bags that don't get a lot of use. But I do
don't get in trouble now.
I know, right? I'm just playing. It's not.
But as we wind down, I want to ask you this: what's one habit or you know that one of your clients do that you wish you could change? Something that your clients do that you wish you could change.
One of the things that a lot of my clients do that I wish they would change, and I could get on their case about it. I'm always gonna give two sides: the business and the individual side, because I service two different type of people. On the individual side is they put money in savings just to take it back out a week later. I hate that. I hate it with a passion, because that means you're not planning and you're not budgeting. If you could put money into savings and you're saying this is for savings in an emergency or long-term savings, but then you take it out a week later, was it really for long-term savings or emergencies, or were you just putting it in to try to make yourself feel good for the moment? That irritates me. It irritates me. So that's one thing I wish clients could change. Stop putting money in savings. You're going to just turn around and take it back out. Ain't no way in the world you got an emergency every time you put money in savings. Every time? We're not planning for something. On the business side, it's commingling your money with your personal assets. I hate it with a passion. I always say, separate your business from your pleasure. Separate your company's money from your personal money. When you get ready to write your check, you're ready to take some money from the business, just write yourself a check or do a transfer. But I don't want to go on the business account and see Victoria's Secret. I don't want to go in the business account and see you at the Mercedes-Benz dealership and you ain't got a Mercedes-Benz in the business name. I don't like seeing commingling of assets and money, because it makes it hard to manage and to tell you a story about your business to be more efficient. So those are two things that clients hear about me talking about all the time, and I wish that they start changing going into the new year.
And let me put you on the spot real quick. You know, there's a camera right there. Like, just look in that thing and tell people why they should pick XNE Financing.
You should pick XNE Financial Advising because we're going to be here for the long term. And we don't shut our doors when it comes to the tax season. We're year round. We keep things very simple, and we're ready to help you achieve the financial goals that you set out to achieve.
What is the smallest average and largest portfolio you manage in XNE Advising?
So we don't manage portfolios because that's like wealth management investments. Like I said, I got out the investment game when they told me to go kick rocks. I said I was going to do things my way, and that was going to help people. It was a niche that needed budgeting, but they didn't really know how to do it. So that's what I started on, helping people with budgets, helping people with bookkeeping, helping people with taxes, and all the other things kind of just added on the credit and analysis with debt. So I would say, in terms of businesses, the biggest business that I've assisted has been a little over $3 million in annual revenues. The smallest business has been $15,000 in annual revenues. And they took it serious. They needed someone to advise them on taxes and how much they could pay themselves. And then on the individual side, the biggest individual that I've assisted financially is probably a little over $400,000 in income that they was earning every year. And the smallest, again, $18,000 income, a minimum wage job, but they needed a plan for their debt. They wanted to get these collections off their back. They wanted their credit score to be stronger, so we created a plan for them.
Yeah. Well, just to piggyback again, real quick, to how you get paid for your services. Could you speak on that again?
Yeah, so again, it's either or for individuals. It's either going to be $225 or $325. That's pretty much it. When you get couples involved, you basically double it. I offer a discount when couples come to the table. I don't believe in charging a whole lot of money to provide a plan, a financial plan. I really want people to get out of debt. I want them to escape to financial freedom. I want to be like, oh, we've assisted 250 people in escaping to financial freedom. I want to have a big seminar, an event, that invite 250 people that have gotten out of debt because they followed the plan that I put together for them. In terms of the businesses, it's like $115 a month for bookkeeping if you make less than $100,000, and then it goes up $100 each month that you go up $100,000 in annual revenue. So I believe in very affordable, simple, mathematical ways to help people out.
Yeah. Well, before I ask the question I got in my head real quick, consultation
free.
Oh yeah.
Free.
So don't sit at home.
No need to sit at home. You can call, email, text.
And how can people connect with you?
XNEfinance.com, or they can Google. We've been talking about Google a lot. You can look us up.
He all over that thing now.
Apparently so. The man said it. On Instagram, XNE Financial, Facebook, and Twitter. All of the same things. I try to be very consistent with branding. So if you type in XNE Financial, all of that stuff will pop up.
Yeah. Man, being the person I am, sorry, Flex. I just got to ask this one last question, man. Like, hey, if Flex is making $100,000, right, I'm making $20,000. You charge both of them.
I receive it.
No, it's two different prices.
All right,
Two different prices.
Boom, there you go. Yeah.
I received the 100,000, by the way.
Once you hit that 100,000 mark, the fee structure changes. If you're under 100,000, the fee structure is different. I believe, but it's all an investment. Okay. If you're making 10,000, but I'm saying I'm going to charge you 225 to put a plan together, that's an investment you're going to make. If you can spend money on everything else in life, we can go through it, clothes and items and food.
Jordans.
And going to the club and
straight tables.
Going to strip club, whatever you want to do, you do that with the 10,000, and you can make this investment for 225.
Right,
man. Listen,
Flex gotta go.
This has been great, man.
Thank you.
Every good thing got to come to a stop, and bro, this has really been good. I hope to rewatch this, and I hope people really enjoy the information. Appreciate it, bro.
I hope you do too.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me out here.
Yeah. Listen, if you enjoy the information, if you enjoy what you just watched on YouTube, you can subscribe and hit that ringer so you get notifications every time we drop a new episode. We'd love to hear from you. SITM Podcast. We are on all social media platforms.
We on Spotify.
Hey, listen, we on Spotify now, baby. So get us that number, follow, get that numbers up, and definitely want to remind you, this episode has been sponsored by Perfect Office Solution, providing affordable, professional, flexible office space for entrepreneurs in the DMV area. Starting at just $4.99. If you use promo code SITM Podcast, you get 10% off. I had the pleasure of seeing Mr. Epps speak at one of the events out there. He did a great job. I learned a lot, and it's great to see you come on full circle, you know what I'm saying? Join us here on the table. But yeah, this is Stuck in with the podcast.
And before we out, I just wanted to, reach out to our fans, the listeners, watchers, and thank them for, checking out our episodes weekly.
Yeah, man.
Last week's episode, shout out to Josh out there in Dallas, for co-hosting with Flex. We got a lot of reviews from that episode.
Yeah, a lot of love.
A lot of love too. Like, she came through, she did her thing. Check out. She came through.
Oh, okay.
I guess. Did her
I was
thing.
like, Josh.
Did her thing. Hey, Josh, he's been in a podcast so he knows what to do. So but we appreciate y'all. Keep checking. Keep vibing with us
As the year comes to an end, you know what I'm saying, we'll be here strong next year too.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
So this is Stuck in the Podcast.
Yeah, we out.
And we out.
Yes, sir.